So this is Shane speaking. I'm on Vox there. Can you hear me, Colin? Yeah, I am indeed, yeah. So I'll keep this on Vox for when I'm on air so people can hear me then. There's no panic. There's no camera set up yet. I'd own O'Donnell running up down yesterday being like, I'm only after coming back off a hamstring injury.
I was looking, I was like, well, it's nearly 10 to like.
It's a fluid tenter, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, jeez, in the wall. Yeah. Fucking hell.
I like the keep holding.
Oh, okay.
That's aggressive,
Was it Neil Arthur? He's obviously playing the full forward line because he's like, what's the full forward line up in the stand there? He goes, or Niall, is it? Niall. Oh, no, where the fuck are you? He's like right there. He goes, where are you? What do you respond to that? There is a mic for yourself, Dotsy. Just to be aware, they're not, well, they were live a few times when they weren't meant to be, but just they're on the same channel. So say if near the end when I kind of mentioned like, okay, you're on your way up to join Oisin Lang in the commentary box there, and then when I'm doing a kind of just little outro to camera, even when you walk off, you can still hear your mic basically. So there's no off button. So yeah.
And will I take that up with me?
No, you can leave it down here.
All right, yeah.
But it's just to be aware of that.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
still,
Don't say it and it'll get me in trouble.
Because I think yesterday was a bit of an audio issue where they didn't have commentary for the first couple of minutes, but they were going with these mics, and then you just hear me and some fan being like, "Oh, hell yeah!"
You walk away going, "I'm glad that's over."
Yeah. So don't be telling me your deepest darkest secrets, basically.
Right.
So in that Inter draw, it's Isles, Fingalians, Marnoak, and yourselves, and then Crokes, Plunkett, Castleknock, Bowden, and Senior B. Okay.
Jeez, they nearly played too well yesterday, you know.
Right, I'm going to stick on Vox now so everyone can hear me, so I'll try to keep my chatter down to a minimum. Oh, Colin, actually, sorry, do you want me on with the guest to my left, just with the name super? Yeah, I think that's... because it's the same as yesterday. I think we were on the opposite side, so yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, no hassle. Oh yeah, no, that's perfect. And I'll try to get the manager to look at camera so you're not filming his back. No worries.
Just like yesterday, whatever his height is, just match it.
Okay.
Because your voice is a bit more powerful than most of theirs. So
Yeah.
If you think they're a bit quieter,
Yeah.
you're louder, you know. So
Yeah. I'll hold it down a bit. Yeah. Especially if the interviewee is going like this with the mic.
Might get you to have a nice picture together.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all right.
Something's feeding back.
Huh?
What's feeding back?
My phone, is it?
Something's feeding back.
That could be because I'm on Vox maybe.
Just not step in there for
It's just camera doesn't exist basically. But yeah, at the start, for any intros or outros, if I'm kind of just looking down, if you just look as well. Yeah.
But just give us the count from 10 and drop it at 5 and then we'll know it's 10.
I think he was just looking for a 10 count to when we're on air.
Can you give us a count over?
Hello there, you're very welcome to Parnell Park. Great to have your company on Dubs TV, and I'm delighted to be in the company of Dottie O'Callaghan as we look forward to two more go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship quarter-finals. Yesterday it was all about Nafina and Luke and Sarsfield's booking their place, and we will soon find out who will join them. Ballybowden versus Coola is coming up a bit later on. Really looking forward to that one, a repeat of last year's final. But up first is Kilmacud Crokes against Oliver Plunkett, and a little bit later on after both matches we'll have the full draws with Dottie and Oisin Langan for the Senior A and the Senior B Championship. So if you are a fan of Crokes, Clontarf, Castlelocker or Ballybowden, do stay tuned for that one. We'll have the Senior B, and indeed we'll know the makeup of the Senior A semi-final pairings as well. But Dottie O'Callaghan, Senior A, Senior B, there's only one place to start this weekend. I believe it's the Dotse Lama. The mighty Nave Olafs booking their place into an intermediate semi-final managed by yourself.
Yeah, we're part of a good management team there, Shane, as well. So we had a good win yesterday out in Jude, so well prepared for it, and we performed really well. So look, delighted to be into a semi-final. It's a really, really competitive championship there, and some great teams left in it now in the semi-final, so looking forward to that now in 2 weeks' time. Yeah,
absolutely, it would be interesting to see. And I believe the intermediate draw as well is coming up a bit later on today. Aaron Zyle, Fingallians and Nave Marnogan, that one. But listen, we are here for Crokes against Plunkett, and I suppose it was very tightly fought yesterday in both matches. I mean, one went to extra time. Lucan only took the lead in the 50th minute against Crave Kieran's. Do you expect more of the same today? Will this be as closely contested, or will Crokes perhaps pull away a bit?
Yeah, look, I suppose teams are putting in the work, and they're not going to wilt at the quarter-final stage. They've done the work to get out of the group as well, so I suppose there's a bit of talk there in regards to Plunkett's that, they've got out of the group, and this is a great season. They've won Division 2 in the league as well, and they're just here for a day out, so I mean, you can sense the intensity there in the warm-up there with Keith Horgan and the Plunkett's guys as well, so I don't think they're here for the crack, and I don't think they're here for the day out, so I'd expect a big performance. But you're looking at the Kilmacud team, and you're looking at the players and the quality and the calibre of players, so it's very hard to look beyond them, but you'd fully expect Oliver Plunkett's to rip into this and certainly be a bit closer than I think people imagine.
You'd be a brave man, I'd say, to tell Derek Brennan, the Plunkett's manager, that they're only here to make up the numbers. But they certainly will be coming out the blocks firing.
Absolutely, and the work they've put, I know Derek has put massive work into it as well. Put a management team and a structure there in place as well. They've had success at underage. They've some good minors coming through as well. They're mixing that up with some of the older lads, and they've brought in a few lads as well. So there's a couple of guys in from Tipperary. They've added Niall Arthur as well, so they've strengthened their squad this year, and they're an ambitious group as well, so they're not coming here, as we said, they're not coming here for a day out, and you'd expect them to really rip into this, so it should be a good start.
Yeah, certainly there's a great balance within the Plunkett's group at the moment. But looking at the Crokes team, and I suppose is it lazy just to look at a team and just pick out the inter-county stars when you're looking at your Fergal Whiteley, Ronan Hayes and these guys? But there's talent all over the pitch for Crokes as well. And added to that, they have the experience. They've been there, and they've been at this stage of knockout championship hurling for many years now.
Yeah, and Shane, they'll be acutely aware, like they were knocked out at this stage last year as well, when people were tipping them as well. So I think they've changed the team up a little bit this year as well. They've added in there's some new younger players coming, the likes of Dara Purcell there, who we've seen star at underage for Dublin. So he's in there alongside with maybe the likes of Alex Constein and Ron Hayes, and they have that mix of maybe small, zippier lads with the bigger, more physical players as well. So I think they've got a nice balance this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they progress today, and they'll be certainly up against a physical battle here as well, so it'll be interesting to see how they stand up to that.
Absolutely, two very intense warm-ups, and it is about to get underway here, set for a fascinating 60 minutes of hurling and perhaps more. Dotsy, I believe you're going to make your way up to Oisin Langan. You'll be getting the steps in today. It is the first of our two quarter-finals today in the Go-Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. It is Kilmacud Crokes against Oliver Plunkett in the company of Dotsy O'Callaghan, and first, Oisin Langan.
Couple of changes in the Kilmacud Crokes team. Cian O'Casig, Mark Grogan and Mark Howard all now named to start. From what we hear from Plunkett's, they haven't made any late changes. That might change. Dotsy O'Callaghan will join us up here in a second, but we will get the game underway. PJ Murray, by the way, is the referee. Kilmacud Crokes against St Oliver Plunkett's Owen Rowe. The third of four quarter-finals this weekend in the Go-Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship. Remember, we'd love to hear from you via Twitter at @DubGAAOfficial, and don't forget the hashtag GoAheadDSHA. It is Boland who lets fly. That's well taken by the Crokes defence. Staying cool under pressure. Slotted out beautifully to Mark Grogan. Grogan looking to go to Lorcan McMullen, who is immense in the opening rounds for Kilmacud Crokes, but this another thing altogether. Kilmacud Crokes pretty much breezed through the first round last year, but fell at the first hurdle in the knockout stages. They'll want to avoid such a fate today. Sean Clerkin, who has been excellent so far. Inside it goes to Oisin Boland. Boland goes to ground, no free. That's going to be intercepted by Kilmacud Crokes, who are in the change strip today, mostly white with those purple sides. St Oliver Plunkett's, who now have the free in their changed jerseys also. And a free in for Plunkett's. These two met in a minor final a couple of weeks ago now. It was the minor final of 2020. Obviously it was delayed, but Crokes won that. A couple of players who were involved that night for Plunkett's involved today. And already a knock for Plunkett's to work on. I think that might be Oisin Boland. That would be a huge loss if they were to lose him. He'll try and shake it off. So the free will be taken by Niall Arthur, originally from Clare, has played for O'Toole's as well in Dublin in the past. Played under 21 for the Banner. Nice day, bit of a breeze, slightly overcast, but not bad for October. Plunkett's look to draw first blood, and they have through Niall Arthur. It's a good start.
It's a great start, Oisin. They'll be delighted with that, and we spoke about the warm-up, the intensity of their warm-up there as well. They'll really want to get into this from the start.
Good ball down the line, well collected. Nafina and Lucan already through. Who's going to join them later on at 4 o'clock? Don't forget the final quarter-final of the weekend, a repeat of last year's final. Letting it go there is Dara Pursley. Such a tidy hurler, Dara Purcell. Taps it over 1 point apiece.
Yeah, Dara buzzing off the break there from Alex Constantine as well, and if he gets any sort of room there, creates a space and pops it over. So lovely score from Dara.
Bill McCormack. Let's fly. Slipped out of the hand there of Bill O'Carroll. It's most un-O'Carroll-esque. Arthur, well, that is very Arthur-esque. His second point of the game, he's first from play.
Yeah, score for score rush in here, so Oliver Plunkett's here will be quite happy with this. Great puck out here for Mark Howard.
Mark Howard, originally from Passage in Cork, loses his hurley. He can play a bit of football as well, though. Stands over that one, makes it awkward for Plunkett to get it up into the hands. Racing out is Killian Hayes. He's such a lively presence around the middle. That's a really good ball. Is it a free? Looked like Davy Crowe was all over his man. Davy Crowe trying to tidy it up. As you and Conor McKeown spoke about during the week on the Dublin GA podcast, the ruck ball is going to be so important, and I would put that down as a win for Plunkett because they took it out of the ruck and then won a free straight away. Yeah, Niall Arthur looks razor sharp in there as well. He's out in front. He's kind of making himself big there, blocking off the defender and just breaking that ball to himself as well. He looks in a bit of bother there. Hopefully he's alright, but he's doing really well in there and winning a free for himself again. Would there be nerves among the Crokes players knowing that they fell at this stage last year? You know, that fear of failure that kind of gives you that tight feeling. Would they have that? Yeah, I don't generally know my dealings with Kilmacud Crokes lads. They wouldn't be the case. But are you saying they're confident lads?
I'm saying they can be a laid back bunch as well. But I mean, I think they'd be aware of it all right. But I don't think there'll be any sort of panic or any sense of panic. But they'll be certainly aware of it. And you know, look, the big thing here is for Plunkett to get stuck into this and grow into the game. Niall Arthur still receiving some treatment. They will do absolutely everything they can to keep him on that pitch. Yeah, he seems in a little bit of discomfort there, so he's thrown on the helmet here again, so hopefully he's good to continue. Well, for the good games you want the best players to play. Niall Arthur is one of the best players, has been a consistent performer in the Dublin Championship. Derek Brennan, the manager, I think it's fair to say, might admit they're in bonus territory, but when you get there, you don't want to step back. You don't want to say, well, you know what, we've had great fun this year winning Division 2 and getting to a quarter-final in Senior A. That won't be their attitude. They want more. And why not? It's a free shot today. Arthur with his free shot and his third point. Crokes try and work it out. Down the line it goes from Cian O'Casig. Breaks, but who's it going to break to? They've got big men inside their Crokes. They haven't managed to find them yet, granted early days. Tidied up by Scully. McCormack sends it away. McCormack originally from Tipperary, played for Thurles Sarsfields. Bounced well into the path of Fergal Whiteley. Whiteley lets one go. Whiteley with a wide. Yeah, again, there's good pressure out the field from Plunkett as well. You know, they're certainly up from this and you know, Crokes won't be getting any easy score here, especially in the first quarter. McCormack, who featured for Tipperary underage. I was just about to say it was a good interception from Lenihan, but he just couldn't quite keep a hold of it. It's that bit harder now to catch a slitter in these conditions. Here's Lenihan. It's gone loose. Who's it going to fall to? Oisin O'Rourke, who's loving that roll around the middle, but he's policed heavily there by Kevin O'Gorman. That was a great challenge by Kevin O'Gorman. I heard some of the mentors of Plunkett's saying in the warm-up, from the start, you go for every ball, hard and fair. Brian O'Donnell looking on as Quaylon Conway lets one go and hits a second wide. It is certainly what Plunkett's are doing. They are going for every ball hard here, aren't they? Fergal Whiteley had done well. He'd lost the hurl, gave a lovely little soccer style pass out to Quaylon, and it was a great opportunity for score, but that pressure is there from Plunkett's, you know, around the field. Hayes just couldn't quite get it under his spell. Racing away is Mark Grogan. Trying to get it into the hand is Ronan Hayes. He's had a great season so far. He's goal hungry. He's got a man inside, that's Considine. Might have to go outside here. Quaylon Conway was waiting. No, Hayes turns his man wonderfully. That's a great save from McCormack. And it goes back into play. They don't even give away the 65. Just super save, Oisin. Hayes
Lets it go, trying to dispossess him is Oisin O'Rourke. Again, the ground that bit heavier, it's harder to get the ball up first time.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's a really good take by Brian McDonald.
Another great passage of play for Plunkett here.
Cian Boland can pretty much go where he feels he needs to be, but that was a poor decision and it goes wide. They're first wide of the game.
Going back to the goal chance, Ronan Hayes, it was sloppy initially with possession, got it back and took on the man again, but it was a absolutely brilliant save by Bill McCormick. Ronan had caught it absolutely sweetly.
Intercepted really well, shoveled to Tom Cullen. Cullen has a little look up. Good bouncing ball into the path of Sean Clerkin, but he couldn't get it under control. Lost by Dylan Mulligan. Crokes are finding the physicality of Plunkett hard to handle, but they do win the free out there.
Yeah, Sean Clerkin maybe slightly a bit over eager, but that's the tempo they're going for, and rightly so. Good chance for Eddie maybe at a long range free here.
Eddie Gibbons stepping into the place of Matt Collins, originally from Cork, from the goalkeeping Collins family of Cork. Gibbons. Is it going to stay straight? Is it going to go over? No, it's not. It's a third wide for Crokes. McCormick goes long. That's a fantastic catch by Bill O'Carroll. Hayes might be the aim. No, it's Considine who's going to come out and meet it. Considine has got David Morris stuck to him. Considine, will he get a shot away? Yes, he will. And he swats that one over beautifully. Great score by Alex Considine.
Yeah, what a take by Bill O'Carroll as well. And look, they have Alex and they have Ronan inside there. So what great target men to have. They got to get the ball into them early. And while they have the space in there, and that's what happened there. Alex was able to create the room and get a score off. That's
a really good catch. Boland turning and twisting, one of the best hurlers in Dublin at the moment. Boland, that's a great hook. Just getting enough on that one was Mark Grogan. The attack not dead yet for Plunkett though. Trying to shovel it up and losing his hurley is Lenihan. Boland there again. Great steal. Gets it across, but there was no one waiting.
He done brilliant to win the ball back there, but probably the wrong option just to hit it in where no Plunkett's forward was.
Cian McGowan bouncing it down into the path of Considine. Considine though just bumped off it beautifully by David Morris. Very clever hurling by David Morris. Moved it on to Killian Hayes. Scully. Great stick pass. Nice step inside. Arthur. That's what he can do when he gets an inch.
Yeah, great score. Scully there, the lads getting the head up there. The Plunkett's boys picking out the right pass and into Niall Arthur. Niall Arthur's a superb finisher. Any bit of room like that, he'll create room and nail a score all day long.
It was great play initially by David Morris to get that move going. Another Tipperary man in the Plunkett's team. Running onto this one is Caelan Conway. Oisin O'Rourke. That's going wide. 4 wides now for Crokes.
Yeah, they're certainly a bit edgy around the field, Oisin, so as we said, I don't think there'll be panic stations yet, but they'll certainly want to try get into their groove.
McCormick. Great intervention, or interception I should say, but couldn't get the ball away. Fergal Whiteley absolutely wrapped up. Grogan is in support. Now it's Bill O'Carroll. Grogan to the man in space. That's Cian McGowan. Great stick pass to Lorcan McMullen. Mark Howard from a long way out hits a 5th wide.
Again, Cian McGowan probably, if he could have bypassed the half back, Plunkett's half back line, the lads had space inside as well, so it'd be maybe more of a threat if they can get that ball in early.
This is going to be intercepted. Oh, Mark Grogan completely misjudged that. Now it's Boland. There was danger at the back post. Trying to get there was Oisin Boland, but he couldn't.
Good chance for Cian there. Normally you'd back him to nail them as well. So
that's intercepted by Hayes. Hayes fumbling, then regathering. Just a little bit too much on that one. Scully couldn't take it. Caelan Conway. Good turn by Oisin O'Rourke. Looking for Hayes. Finding Hayes. Hayes takes it well. Hayes with half of Plunkett's around him. That's a great dispossession. No, it's not. Jack O'Shea fouled him.
Yeah, it looked like a good dispossession from Jack. I don't know, did he catch him or trip him a little bit there by mistake? But he was certainly all eyes on the ball there as well. We know the threat Ronan is when he gets the ball and is running at goal, so straight away you see the Plunkett's defenders swarming around him.
Jack O'Shea, still a minor, played in that minor final we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Decent footballer as well, Jack O'Shea. He's a real talent. Speaking of talents, Hayes taps it over, his first of the game. As you say, Crokes haven't played overly well yet, but they're still only one behind Plunkett's. If they can keep up this level of work rate, they'll have a real chance in this game. Fair to say we haven't had a shock yet in the quarterfinals. Could this be the game? Thomas Davis have beaten Clontarf in the Junior D quarter-final played earlier on, 1-14 to 1-5. Congratulations to them. Try to sweep it up now is Whiteley. Whiteley with 4 around him, still over the ball. He's so strong, but they have lost it, and it's Jack O'Shea.
Yeah, Jack came away with it. Unlucky there. Would have been an uplifting score for Plunkett's there as well, but that dirty ball. Crucial at this stage of the game. The ground is quite heavy out there, Rushin, as well, and you can see that ball is holding up a lot.
Cullen inside, winding up and going for it. There was Ben McSweeney, but he doesn't catch it well. Gibbons. Caelan Conway has a bit of work to do to get there, and does. O'Shea fouls him free for Crokes. He just needs to be careful, O'Shea. He's committed 2 fouls now. I had to walk around the pitch actually beforehand, and through no fault of anyone, it's just the time of year that it is. It's just that bit softer, isn't it? We're now into winter hurling.
Yeah, absolutely. Our game yesterday was similar. Rushing the ground was very heavy. The ball was holding up and, going dead and creating that kind of situation for rucks and scrap ball. But look, that's a big part of the game and can show who's the hungry team as well, That's great ball.
Great puck of a ball by Gibbons. Will it be finished off by Lorcan McMullen, originally from County Down? It's a wide. They've yet to find their range, I think it's fair to say. 6 wide so far for Crokes. You would have expected Lorcan to put that one over.
Yeah, he's been having a great year as well and scoring some lovely points from different angles throughout the year, so he'd be disappointed with that.
He's floating around the middle. He has kind of ran games at times for Kilmacud Crokes, but there is just something different about knockout hurling. Here's Boland. Paddles it inside, looking for Oisin Boland. Trying to get away from Davy Crow. Oisin Boland, nice turn. Will it be met by a nice score? Yes, it will. Good score, Oisin Boland, his first of the game. Yeah,
great score. Shrugged off the man, made his room, and showed great composure to get the score. 5-3 Plunkett's.
Plunkett's, for the 3rd time in this game, have a man down, and it's not just any man, it's Cian Boland. He doesn't look particularly well. It's never a good sign when you're helped off like that. That will be a huge and incalculable loss for Plunkett's if he can't continue. It doesn't look good. I don't think he can continue.
No, it's very disappointing to see Cian hobbling off and getting assistance off the field. Obviously a massive talisman for Plunkett's, so let's hope he's okay, he's alright, but I'm sure they're getting somebody ready to come in for a temporary sub anyway for now.
Well, he picked up a knock earlier on. He appeared to have shaken it off. I'm not sure if that's the same knock or if he just turned or twisted awkwardly, but it doesn't look good when a player is helped off the pitch. Neil Clerkin appears to be warming up for Plunkett's, appears to be getting himself ready.
Yeah, and he's a good lively younger player. He's gone into corner forward there as well, so he's well able to do a bit of damage in there as well. So
breaks kindly for Crokes and Mark Grogan. That would be some score if it went over from that angle.
Super strike, yeah, and we've seen a lot of Crokes wides there. Mark Grogan really setting the tone there and showing the lads how to do it.
His first of the game. That's a good take and a great surge forward by Brian MacDonald. Pass it to Ben McSweeney. McSweeney slaloming through, does well to get the space, does even better to get the score. That's fantastic from Ben McSweeney.
Yeah, super stuff. Ben taking the ball, coming off the shoulder and willing to ride the tackle and take the tackle and break out and get that room and stick it over the bar. Super score by Ben.
Another fantastic talent in this Plunkett's team. Not sure what they've been doing, but they've created some batch of hurlers. McSweeney, another one of that minor crop. Good take, Sean Clerkin. Clerkin! It's wide, he's unlucky.
Unlucky, he'd done so well to break it down, and he was strong, broke it to himself and made the room, and just a bit to the right. Water break.
And at the water break, it is Plunkett who'll be the happier of the two. 6 points, plays 4 points. They've just won the battle so far, if I can put it that very cliched way.
Yeah, Oisin, I think you're 100% right. Yeah, and that's it. It comes down to that, and they've said they're winning that dirty ball, and they're kind of unsettling Crokes as well. So we can see from the highlights here as well. Crokes have had a lot of wides, a lot of opportunities there as well. But the ball is stopping dead. It's hard enough for forwards to kind of get the ball and get that room. So any chance you get, you need to be taking it as well. So we've seen Ronan Hayes had a brilliant goal chance. Cut back inside, took on the man, and it was a brilliant save, absolutely brilliant save by Bill McCormick. So look, there'll be no sense of panic, but you'd certainly be expecting Crokes to lift it here and to push on a little bit. Obviously Cian Boland being the Oliver Plunkett's talisman there, looking like he's going to be injured and potentially gone for the rest of the game, will be a massive loss. But Plunkett certainly as a team are performing well and are really winning the fight at the moment, as you said, Oisin.
For Kilmacud Crokes, they haven't really started yet, but they haven't been allowed to start. Cian Boland, though, will be a huge loss. Talented as his replacement Neil Clerkin is, another one of that kind of minor crop. This game is simmering nicely. We had some entertaining matches yesterday. I think it's fair to say that Lucan and Crave Kieran was a bit closer maybe than people expected. Nafina and Jude's was everything we expected. Coming up at 4 o'clock, Ballyboden and Coola. Eddie Gibbons goes long, aiming it towards Ronan Hayes, who makes it his. He's in a tight corner trying to get away from David Phelan, Toast as they call him. Hayes continues his run. Considine is inside. Hayes might fancy a goal here. Inside it goes towards Considine. It was a miscued pass and McCormick sends it away.
It was great work from Ron. Probably the wrong option. Maybe there was a chance to get a score for himself there.
Crokes desperate to try and win that ball back, but Plunkett's yet again have taken it. Clerkin steps inside Grogan. There's a little bit of a gap between him and the rest. He takes it on himself. Looking inside to Oisin Boland, in the end just kind of ran out of options. Eddie Gibbons dropping deep is Lorcan McMullen. He'll pop up wherever he's needed, McMullen. He's been quiet so far, doesn't tend to stay quiet for very long, but that's a great catch by Jack O'Shea. Launched by Neil Clerkin. He's unlucky.
Yeah, it's unlucky. It would have been a great score. Neil Clerkin, brilliant take by Jack O'Shea there. Popped it off as well, and a great scoring opportunity.
Grogan fumbles it. Sean Clerkin. Can they punish Crokes? Yes, they can. Great score from Sean Clerkin, his first of the game.
They've had a few chances there, so they really needed that one as well. Look, they've got to keep it going. They've got to keep this tempo, keep in Kilmacud's faces, and keep, they're right up with them on the puck outs here, putting them under huge pressure. Great take there.
Mark Howard. It's lost again. Connor Scully on the march. Clerkin.
Brilliant score.
Fantastic score. Sean Clerkin, 2 in a row.
Connor Scully surging forward there as well. Popped off to Sean Clerkin and he sliced that one nearly over O'Shea. Super score.
Plunketts have come out the stronger since that water break. Here's Grogan. Has a little look up. Considine comes out to get there. Does get his hand to it but couldn't take it the first time. Does get it second time. He's got some pace, Considine. Considine! Miscues. McCormick sweeps it away, but only as far as the white jersey. Oisin O'Rourke will get there. I think he'll just pop it over. Crokes needed that. Yeah. O'Rourke provides it.
They'll be happy to get the point out of it. Ronan Hayes there, Alex Considine surging forward there as well. And look, we can see what these lads can do, and they get a gallop on the defender as well. So that threat is always there. So Plunkett's have to be alive, and maybe Kilmacud if they could just nearly go a bit direct and get the ball into the lads there, rush in. if they're, it's not like Plunkett's have a sweeper or anything like that, so it's man-on-man stuff in there, and they look very threatening in there, albeit there hasn't been an end product as such, but certainly the potential for maybe goals in there.
McCormack. Great catch. Poor Lenihan gets caught in heavy traffic. Does manage to get the pass away. That was very clever play by Lenihan. Gets it back. He's going for a point, no doubt about that. He planted the feet, he struck it and stuck it over.
Yeah, lovely pop pass by Fergal, and really poor Lenihan looking really confident and strong, striking that as well. We knew the second it left his hurl, it was over the bar.
Crokes haven't played well, but they're still only 2 behind. McCormack working something short. Now he'll go a bit more direct. It's 2-on-1 in favour of Crokes there, but Plunkett still win the possession. It's Niall Arthur. Arthur on the run, tight angle, misses.
Yeah, he had done superbly well to win the ball and had the defender go outside him. Lovely touch and create the room for himself, so he won't be happy with that.
Just skips past Howard. He was well policed by Fionn Boland. Line ball to Plunkett's. Fionn Boland picking up Howard, one of 4 Bolans on this squad. The Boland dynasty struck dynasty. Hayes. Just bounced away from Crokes' Cian McGowan. Goes out over the line, and it's Plunkett's ball. Ben McSweeney is placing this one on the ground like he fancies it. Doesn't strike it the way he wants. It's a 7th wide for Plunkett's. That's a great ball. Just gets away from Whiteley. Can he win it on the 2nd attempt? Does take it on the 3rd attempt. Hayes is inside, he wants it. Whiteley will take it on himself and send it over. First score for him.
Great score, lovely spot by Eddie Gibbons there. Played over the defender. Fergal was nearly running onto it as well, so managed to keep the ball going out ahead of him anyway, and got his opportunity for the score.
No messing about from McCormack there, just farming it long and let the forwards fight for it. Here's McSweeney. Clerkin. Great turn, brilliant roll by Arthur, but he just couldn't take it on the first attempt. Flicks it into the path of Tom Cullen. Tom Cullen's pass gets away from Jack O'Shea, intercepted brilliantly by Lorcan McMullen. Dara Purcell, who's been relatively quiet so far. Oisin O'Rourke, he'll take it on from here. And for the 2nd time from that kind of angle and that kind of range, he's missed.
Yeah.
It's a 7th wide for Crokes.
Yeah, look, he's picking up the ball in good positions, and Dara Purcell, great vision there to spot him out loose on the wing as well, so he'll be disappointed with his finishing on that one.
I was about to say at this time of year you'd expect the scoring rates to drop, but then yesterday between Nafina and St Jude's we had, was it 49 scores? Something like that? Gibbons. Oisin O'Rourke chasing after this. Ronan Hayes trying to get there as well. Well policed by David Phelan. Phelan drops it under real pressure there. It's taken up by Quaylon Conway, who puts it over the crossbar, and that's really disappointing from Plunkett's point of view.
Yeah, and in fairness to David Phelan, he's playing quite well there. He's coming away with the ball and just unlucky to spill up good pressure from Crokes as well. So they need a lot more of that, and a good score to level it up. Great
That's
response.
a monster score.
Yeah, what a response. Great spot by Bill McCormack straight in the middle. No one on Killian Hayes. And Killian Hayes having a great season, great score. Bad puck out here again.
Very bad puck out. Niall Arthur swings it wide.
Yeah, Sean Clerkin had gone inside him there as well, off the shoulder. Great chance from Niall Arthur. So Plunkett's, you'd feel, would need to be taking all these opportunities.
Kind of reminds me of the Bridget's game. Crokes and Bridget's very tight in the first half, but then in the second half Crokes got away from them. Fantastic battling yet again. Here's Tom Cullen. Oisin Boland lets it slip out of his hand under pressure from Davy Crowe. Davy Crowe now has possession. Davy Crowe sweeps it up again. He got a bit of a lucky break there. Poor Glennahan. Ronan Hayes comes out to get there. Good turn by Hayes. His jersey was tugged there by Phelan. Referee playing advantage. Now the free in is given.
Yeah, in fairness, there's definitely a tug back there as well. But there's that long ball in. Power Glenaghan, no messing around, just straight in, bypassing the half back line. And Ronan will, he loves coming out in front of it, gathering up ball like that. He'll eat it up. So look, what an option for the lads out the field to get it into the boys. So Ronan done well there, and it certainly was a free in.
Ronan Hayes, who's only scored once so far today, that from a free. Hayes guides it over. And we're all square coming up to half time. Congratulations, by the way, to the Castleknock team who won the Senior 2 Camogie final today. Big day for the club. A relatively young club, but a very, very successful club. They're playing again midweek. That in the Senior Football Championship. A quarter-final playoff against Ballantyre St. John's. We'll have that live for you on Dubs TV. That group was so tight they couldn't be separated by points. As in match points or scoring difference. Here comes Dara Purcell. And Crokes have the lead. Yeah, Oisín, that all came from a block from Alex Considine. So that's probably, if you had a criticism maybe of the Crokes forwards there, you'd be saying, look, if they could set a tone that way and create scores out of that, that would really help drive them on. But brilliant block by Alex, and the score came off it. A yellow card given there. I think it was to Kevin O'Gorman. Yep, yellow card to Kevin O'Gorman. I mean, the stakes are pretty high in first round matches, but there's just that bit more tension in the air today, isn't there? Yeah. You can even sense it from the reaction of the crowd to scores and even tackles. Here's Dara Purcell. Crokes beginning to take a bit of control. Bill O'Cormac has to be careful here. Bill McCormack, I should say. And he is. Just about keeping it in. Sean Clerkin under real pressure from Mark Howard. Clerkin did really well. Yeah, he let it run to give him the advantage, but pulled back. Yeah, he's great. He's very strong on the ball, Oisín, isn't he? He's drawing in defenders. He's willing to take them on, and and win frees as well. So, done very well there as well. So look, if he knocked Mark Howard over there. That's not easily done. No easy feat. So look, if Plunkett, if they can get to half time here in a good position and reassess, and prepare and ready to ramp it up again for the second half as well. But look, they've had a good first half. They'll be disappointed. Maybe they had a lot of scoring opportunities on the other side of it. Crokes had a lot of wides as well, so a chance for Niall Arthur maybe to level it. Niall Arthur from a long way out, but there is no real breeze to speak of. I think it has the legs and it has the accuracy. That's an excellent score from Niall Arthur. His third free of the game. He's fifth overall, and heading into the last minute of the half, it's 10 points apiece. Sweet strike from Niall there. 10-10. Gibbons. Howard does enough to win the line ball. Flicking it out was Fionn Boland. There was a burst made by Fergal Whiteley. He wasn't spotted. Beside him is Caolan Conway. Whiteley, a long-time servant with Dublin. Purcell, that's not a good line ball. It's intercepted by Tom Cullen, but he leaves it behind. Mark Howard tries to get in there and win it. Into the hand of Mark Howard. Outside it goes to Dara Purcell. Purcell, great block. Fantastic work from Jack O'Shea, but it comes to Caolan Conway, who absolutely nails it. Yeah, brilliant block by Jack O'Shea, but Caolan Conway was there for the break and popped a lovely score. So frustrating. Jack O'Shea with a wondrous moment, but it was kind of spoiled by Caolan Conway, who applied a quality finish, to be fair. Here he is again. Stolen by Ben McSweeney. Blocked was Clerkin. Crokes beginning to get on top just a little bit in one or two battles here. Having a look up is Grogan. Alex Considine uses his pace. He's being followed all the way by David Morris, the Tipperary man. Inside goes Considine. He's so hard to stop. Considine I think
good.
that's gone on the good side as opposed to the bad side from a scoring point of view.
Yeah, brilliant ball in by Mark Rogan again, and he was initially had got the block there. We spoke about blocks. He had got the block, and great vision to see Alex making a run out to the wing as well. So great score.
Plunkett could do with the score before half time. No better man to have on the ball for that than Niall Arthur, who loses it. Commentator's curse comes back to him. Good ball to Cullen. Cullen from a tight corner doesn't get the purchase on it that he needs. Plunkett will wonder how they're 2 points down at this stage. They've probably been better than Crokes for most of the game. Purcell.
Lovely ball.
Great pass. Oisin O'Rourke. We know where this is going. I'm going to stop saying nice things about the players,
but
because
I mean, that's a very poor miss from Oisin. Like Dara Purcell, great vision across, and the two, like the Kilmacud, look, we see how easy they can open up defences, and they have that quality of player. But Oisin stepped inside and straight in front of the goal. Should really be nailing them.
I thought he might even consider going for goal, but it looked for all the world like he'll tap over an easy point and didn't. Bill O'Carroll, good stick pass. Mark Howard from a long way out is definitely
Great
going
score.
for it and absolutely getting it.
Yes.
What a score from Mark Howard.
Yeah, Bill O'Carroll, great pass to hand. Mark Howard, long range out the field, launching it over the bar. Super score. So Kilmacud, you know, they've edged out a 3-point lead here out of nothing.
Plunkett's have a man down. Keep in mind they've already lost Cian Boland, an incalculable loss.
Absolutely. As I said, he's hurling absolutely brilliant this year. He's been super for Dublin as well. So let's hope he's all right. They just got to get to half time. Plunkett's here, Oisin, and really kind of reassess and recharge for the second half as well. They've had to put in a great shift in the first half. Probably a little bit unlucky to be 3 down here. But there's no reason why they can't maybe up it again for the third, going into the third quarter.
Good ball out to Connor Scully. Morris. Crokes cleverly dropping a man into the space. Grogan has to go off the stick. Great interception by Clerkin. Well, he got something on Grogan there, who wasn't allowed to strike that cleanly, but it's now Oisin O'Rourke trying to tidy this up as Whiteley. Cullen's all over him. Cullen does well to knock it away, but it's collected by Lorcan McMullen. Lorcan McMullen is finding his groove, and it's good to see.
Yeah, and Kilmacud in general, I think, are starting to get a little bit sharper, picking out each other and making looking a bit more intent even than the last couple of minutes. Oisin.
Half time, Crokes by 4. It's tough on Plunkett's because they played so well for so long. They lost Cian Boland. Despite that, the heads didn't drop. They were good in the tackle. They worked very hard. They took some nice scores. But a bit like Crokes, they've hit 8 wides. Now, the way I'd put it is Crokes can kind of get away with that because they have the quality to nail those scores in the second half. Whereas with Plunkett's, I'd worry that if Niall Arthur is shut down, maybe they'll struggle to get scores without Cian Boland out there.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you, Oisin. They've put up a huge fight and huge battle in the first half as well. And as we said, we spoke about the wides, but both teams in reality have had them. So it's they certainly can just get in and reassess here, take a break, and try to gear it up for the. I think that they're capable of unsettling Kilmacud, which they've shown. So. The big question is, can they maintain that? I know they've done a lot of work and strength and conditioning and fitness and stuff like that. So, can they pick it up into the third quarter as well? And look, we see Kilmacud getting into their groove a little bit towards the end of the half there, and edging out a 4-point lead out of nothing as well. So, they're certainly kind of look threatening at times, and you would feel that they have the potential to open up and maybe create a bigger lead going forward.
That goal chance was huge. It was a great save from Bill McCormack from the stick of was it Ronan Hayes, I think.
Yeah, Ronan Hayes, and he had initially lost it, won it back, cut inside the man, and in fairness, he caught it well. It was probably a good height, but Bill McCormack reacted superbly well. So look, as I said, I think Kilmacud will be disappointed. I know they're 4 points up, but they'll actually be quite disappointed with their first half performance. So you'd certainly we spoke about the Bridget's game before, and they came out in the second half and just, started to hurl a bit more smoother and create scores and take their chances. So you probably maybe expect that from Kilmacud to come out and maybe, kick on a little bit. But I'm sure Oliver Plunkett's will be doing all they can to try and keep it as tight and as and scrappy and battling for every ball and as much as they can.
The start of the second half is going to be vital for Plunkett's. They cannot allow Crokes to get a run on them. They can't allow Crokes to get away from them in what in other sports is called the championship quarter, the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I think it's actually 14 points to 9, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. There's been just an amendment made, so it's a 5-point gap at the start, but it kind of doesn't change things, does it? Plunket still have to do the same things at the start of the second half.
That's it. Yeah. I think there was a free. There was a score for a massive free. But so absolutely. I think everyone kind of potentially would expect Kilmacud to kick on here as well. Look, if they're serious and if they have serious kind of ambitions, Oisin, they'll be upping their performance on the first half there as well. So we know we often speak about the quality and the talent that they have as well. So I was here with you for the Bridget's game, and in fairness, they did kick on in the second half and they opened up and played some brilliant hurling. So they haven't really done that in the first half. A little bit down to Oliver Plunkett's intensity, to be fair. But you would expect them to really try and push on here, and even potentially get in and get that goal and kick on and really maybe try and maybe crush the Oliver Plunkett's spirits a little bit.
Well, it is half time and it's a 5-point gap. Kilmacud Crokes leading Plunkett's 14 points to 9. Remember, we'd love to hear from you via Twitter at DubGAAOfficial, and don't forget the hashtag GoAheadDSF1. By the way, the draw for the semi-finals will be made live on Dubs TV after the second game, which is between Ballyboden and Coola. What an encounter that could be. A meeting of a two-time former All-Ireland champion and a club who might see themselves in the running for the All-Ireland title should they get out of Dublin, but there's a couple of those around. Kilmacud Crokes might be the same. Nafina could be the same, and then of course you look outside Dublin and there are many other candidates, including one Ballyhale from Tipperary, and of course we saw it during the week, didn't we, or Friday night in Tipperary. Boris Ali, who came very, very close a couple of years ago. They came close to getting out of winning the All-Ireland title. What do you think is being said in that Kilmacud Crokes?
Yeah, Oisin, I think they'll just be, I think they'll just try to show a bit more composure, and some of the chances they're missing, for a team of this quality, they'll be extremely disappointed, with the point scoring opportunities as well. So I think they'll be just looking to, obviously maybe win that dirty ball, but when they do get possession, to try and to try and take the right option and maybe break a tackle, beat a man, and go at the Oliver Plunkett's defence as well and try to create that the goal scoring opportunity as well. We've seen Alex Considine and Ronan Hayes inside. I think when they get the ball in quick to them, they look very, very threatening. At times it's been slow enough to come in. So they have these options, and obviously Dara Purcell and Oisin buzzing around a bit deeper out the field. So look, I think we just hoping to open up and really play a bit more and express themselves a bit more and show how good they are as well. Now on the flip side of that, obviously the Plunkett's guys are huddled up there as well, and they're not gonna, as we said, the talk was nearly they're here for a bonus day out, so you'd certainly expect them to kind of come out here and rip into this third quarter as well and try to settle into the second half and take it on from there as well. So as we said, Kilmacud out of nothing kind of have developed a 5-point lead, so they're in a nice position, and you'd probably expect them to open up a little bit more as well, but it'd be interesting to see.
There are people who are watching this game who might now be leaving the house and heading off for the second game, Ballyboden against Coola, so let's have a brief chat about that. That will be some belter, won't it?
Oh, cracker. Looking forward to it, Oisin. Yeah, so you've got the two kind of dominant hurling clubs in Dublin, and that Ballyboden team that won 5 in a row, really upped the club standard in Dublin hurling, and then you'd Coola come on who and go and win 2 club All-Ireland titles, so unbelievable, and shared the last number of club titles as well in Dublin. So look, they're the standard bearers, the two of them, so probably not as strong as they have been over them years, and maybe both the view is that Coola are on the wane, and Ballyboden are kind of rebuilding a bit, but Ballyboden still have the likes of the
the stalwarts and the club legends, and you've got Keeney, you've got Simon Lambert, Shane Durkin, you've got some of they've a lot of talented players. Paul Ryan maybe back as well fully, so yeah, it should be a cracker. Should be a real cracker.
Should be a belter. We don't know yet exactly who is in and who is out for Coola. We'll find out closer to the time. The game is live on Dubs TV from 4 o'clock. It's the game that the hurling world will be watching, because it could be an absolute belter, and one of these teams going out of the championship kind of opens it up for potentially someone else.
It does, absolutely, yeah. And I suppose a lot of people are looking at maybe Kilmacud and Fianna. A lot of people seem to be tipping the two teams to win it. So, but look, Ballybowden maybe haven't been tested either so far. So Coola have come through that last Bridget's game as well. So it'll be interesting to see, does that stand to them? Does it stand to them in the game, especially early on in the game, that real tough sort of battle as well.
Yep.
But Ballybowden are putting in a lot of work as well, and are building a nice team there as well. So yeah, certainly it will be interesting, Oisín.
Okay, we're about to start the second half. It is a huge 30 minutes of hurling for Kilmacud, Crokes and Plunketts. We will have more if required, by the way, extra time and penalties today if they're needed. These games have to end on the day. Dublin and Dublin Hurling and Football Championships moving at a pace. You'll be all finished and ready for your Christmas shopping, Dotsy, so you're delighted to know that, I'm sure. So here we go. Can Plunketts find an answer to some of the questions they were asked by Crokes towards the end of that first half, in which Crokes just got on top and took their opportunities? And it has to be pointed out as well, Cian Boland has gone off injured for Plunketts, and that is a huge loss. If you're not overly familiar with these teams, if you're not overly familiar with Cian Boland, that's a loss that would damage any team.
Absolutely, yeah. But look, they have to get on with it now.
Yep.
They have to get on with it and really just keep that work rate high. And listen, they're going to have to take every scoring opportunity that comes their way as well.
So it's a Crokes free.
Yeah, I think Quaylan Conway, in fairness, had the ball, and I think what was hauled down.
The referee, by the way, is PJ Murray. Roland Hayes will take the free. Yet to score from play, but has the chance to score a third point from a dead ball here. Hayes arrows it over. Good score. Well won by Clerkin. Trying to step through the crowd is David Morris. Outside it goes from the hand of Hayes, and hopefully from a Plunkett's point of view, over it goes from the stick of the full forward Ben McSweeney, but no, I think he put it wide.
Yeah, they're the chances they really got to take. David Morris had done great work to burst through and pop it off for a great scoring opportunity.
Maybe I've done McSweeney a discredit there. Was it McSweeney? Here comes the shot from Clerkin, which bounces wide. 2 wides in a row. They're now on 10 wides. Davy Crow. Oisin O'Rourke drops short, but Crow will go a bit more direct. Just slips under Whiteley, but it's won by his teammate. That's a really good turn by Considine. McMullen, it bounces his way very kindly, and he sticks it over, his second of the game.
Yeah, you'd nearly sense Kilmacud have upped it a little bit, Oisin, so they're moving, seem to be moving with a bit more kind of intent around the field.
If you're wondering who'll play who in the semi-finals, we don't know yet. The draw will be made after this. Running onto it now is Jack O'Shea, a fine young hurler. O'Shea! Good save by the foot of Gibbons.
He done well there. Done well with the foot. Great save.
Doesn't matter how you keep them out, so long as you do. Lenihan farms it away, but there was no one waiting there. Ben McSweeney. Killian Hayes, I beg your pardon. Niall Arthur. Arthur with a neat turn. Can he apply a neat finish? It's dropping in. It's dangerous. Trying to get under that one was MacDonald. He couldn't. Lenihan. Goes longish. Whiteley was the aim. It came off Whiteley's stick, but he couldn't get it under control. Alex Considine battling, Whiteley battling, but there was a foul by Considine. I think he held his man back, and it is a free out. It was good work by Kevin O'Gorman to stay strong there. And Bill McCormack comes up to take the free.
Kevin O'Gorman is kind of sitting back there in front of on the half back line. He's kind of sweeping there in front of the two lads. So Crokes will have to kind of bypass him there and just be aware of his presence there.
Niall Arthur. Well, he's decent from long range, so it wouldn't be any surprise if he put this one over. That 7-point gap. They need to close that. They need to chip away. It's a good score.
Great score, and a badly needed score for Oliver Plunkett. So Shin, they'll need to get a cluster of scores here and try to get back into the game.
Well, if there's any man who can do that, it is Niall Arthur. Shane O'Rourke, not bad either. Hasn't found his scoring touch yet, but definitely has found his passing touch. That was beautiful. Quailon Conway.
Yeah, good ball. Nice feet by Quailon there as well, just to shimmy and shake off the defender, get a bit of room for strike. So good score.
Third for him today. Arthur fumbles it over the line. Oisin O'Rourke has a look at the options. Sweeps it to Purcell. Trying to tidy it up there is Conor Scully. It's taken again by Lorcan McMullen. Considine allows it to beat him. Clever play. Fionn Boland in hot pursuit. Knocks over Boland and knocks over the score. No, he doesn't. It's wide.
That was great power by Alex Considine as well to shake off Fionn Boland there. A great chance. He could have settled up. He had lost a defender, but blazed it wide.
Just in case you're wondering, Boland and Morris were put into the wrong jerseys, if that makes sense. Morris was named at 4, but he's actually wearing 2. Boland was named at 2, but he's actually wearing 4. Oisin O'Rourke. Commentators love when that happens, by the way. Considine. From a really tight angle. And it goes wide.
I thought Fionn had cut his hair. Sorry, Oisin.
Well, that was the giveaway. Is when we actually looked closer and said, "No, hang on a second."
That's wrong.
That's brilliant. Boland. Desperately unlucky. Boland.
That's a great chance.
Great
chance, Oisin.
Clerkin tries to shake them all off. The other Clerkin, Neil, blocked. Crokes defended well and taking it away is O'Cassick.
That was a glorious opportunity for goal there for Plunkett.
Free out is coming if Crokes want it, and they will take it.
Yeah, the ball there had just got in. Oisin Boland had read it well, got over, and it was a great opportunity. It was in right in front of goal, and it's another super save, reaction save by Eddie Gibbons there. Great opportunity for Plunkett to get into it now, and it's turned around, and we have a chance for Crokes long range free here.
He's made a couple of decent stops today, Eddie Gibbons, both in the second half actually. There's a yellow card now. There's a few players around, so I'm not quite sure who it was flashed to. Is it O'Shea who's jogging away there? I'd be fairly certain it was Jack O'Shea. We can clarify it afterwards. Crokes making a change. Cian O'Cassick has gone off. I think Davy Crowe might be going off as well, or just switching sides. Ben McSweeney going off for Plunkett's. He's left it all out there, Ben McSweeney, as have all the Plunkett's players.
Great young player, Oisin, as well. So he's a great season for him, and a huge kind of step up to senior, and shown that he's well able for it.
It might work out for Plunkett's today. They could go on a scoring burst. They have that quality, but even if it doesn't, they can look to the future with great optimism. Ronan Hayes. What a shot from Ronan Hayes.
Strike from Ronan.
Lenihan out to meet it, bats it down. O'Shea puts him under pressure. We'll have to go again, I think. McCormack. Arthur, great catch. That's actually Popa who's come in, trying to swing it over as Hayes.
Great score. It was a lovely little
score.
Lovely little pass by Popa there. Lovely little dink over the man, and a great score.
sliding into it but not taking it was Quillan Conway. Oisin Boland. Hayes wants it behind him, but he just kind of flicks it up blindly and it's easily taken. But there was a chop and it's a free into Plunkett's.
Yeah, there was, in fairness, Oisin Boland carrying the ball, taking it on the defence. There was definitely a loose Hurley there, so I think once the referee hears the bit of a clash, he tends to give the free.
It's Niall Arthur to keep his team in it. We did say they had to hang on in there at the very least for this quarter. They kind of are doing that. This will be a 6-point game if he knocks this one over. Good score from Niall Arthur, his second of the second half. I wonder would there be a temptation to drop Oisin Boland a bit deeper so he can get into it. Whiteley drops it, Tom Cullen shovels it up into the hand. It's lost by Plunkett's, trying to get it back as Papa, I should say. Here's Purcell. Purcell chipping it towards Ronan Hayes. Can Hayes turn his man? He has Considine with him for an easy score. Hayes will take it on himself and will score it.
Yeah, the angle was extremely acute there for Ronan on the left side as well. But great vision by Dara Purcell to spread the ball across to him, but a superb finish there from a tight angle. Great score.
Oisin O'Rourke is limping. He'll want to stay on. He's kind of the fulcrum for Crokes. Lenehan's under this one. O'Shea putting the pressure on. Cian McGowan. Lorca McMullen will have to really race after this one. McMullen up against Papa. Oisin O'Rourke shakes off whatever injury he has to take that one. Can he take the score as well? No, he can't.
Yeah, probably had a man inside him there as well. There was an option. It was a lovely ball across by Lorca McMullen. Another good scoring chance for Crokes.
Jack O'Shea gets there. Lenehan knocks it away from him. Just keep it out in front. That's what the defenders are told. Popa tries to dig it out. O'Shea in there as well. O'Shea does take it, runs into Lenehan. Ball goes loose, trying to sweep it into his hand as McDonald. Jack O'Shea there again. He never gives up on anything, Jack O'Shea. The work rate out of Plunkett's is phenomenal. They're not as far down the road as this Crokes team yet, but something nice is building with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack O'Shea's been in the thick of the action, in fairness to him, all the time. Hugely physical player and well able to win that dirty ball.
Oisin O'Rourke out the back door, but it was intercepted by McDonald. Just simply pulled on by Bill O'Carroll. You don't see much of that. Breaks Conley for Purcell. Purcell chasing after his own ball. David Morris in hot pursuit. Purcell had Hayes outside. Now he does go to Hayes. Hayes with 3 around him, but that doesn't bother him.
It's a good score, yeah.
Takes it well.
Borderline steps, but Dara Purcell done well to flick it out into the space for himself there, and he drew in the attention of the defenders then, and good vision to pop it out to the loose man, and Ronan eventually finding the room there to slot it over.
I think it's fair to say at some stage Plunkett's will need a goal. They were desperately unlucky a few minutes ago. Gibbons made a good save before that. He made a good save with his foot.
Yeah, absolutely, and I suppose that's where you're they're missing that Cian Boland sort of energy there as well, and who loves running at defenders there and kind of well capable of scoring goals as well. So obviously that has been a massive loss to them, but they're still battling away here, and 8 points in hurling, as we know. If they could manage to get a goal, they'd certainly be back in the game.
And Neil Clerkin, who himself was a replacement for an injured player, has to go off. They'll hope to get him back on soon. Actually, I think Clerken's day might be done. They brought on a replacement in his Finn Dunleavy. Ball is won by Plunkett. They might argue they should have had a free. Grogan tidies it up. Lenihan. Grogan goes long. Hayes looking to get under this one. Hayes, well, not cleanly, but he does make it his. Then he's helped out by Considine. One back by Scully. Scully harassed on the way out, drops it, but luckily for him, waiting for it was Clerken. Referee does give the free out in the end.
Yeah, look, they're still battling away, Oisin, you know, so it just... This might land potentially it's good scoring opportunity, or potentially landing in around the square as well. So it might be another opportunity for Plunkett.
And they've got Finn Dunleavy in. He's good under a high ball. He's being picked up by Grogan at the moment. Well, just as I say that, he's being taken off. Clerken is back in. That's, I think, the third time today where I've complimented someone and they've either missed a shot and then been taken off immediately. McCormack with the launcher.
Got the distance. Great score.
Great score. Yeah. Desperately needed by his team. 7 between them, and Plunkett still hanging on in there. And with their work rate and their attitude, you just can't write them off. Dara Purcell taps it into the path of McMullen. I think him and Conway got a bit confused between each other. Away it goes. Good strike of a ball by Scully, but intercepted very easily by Brian Sheehy. He's looking for McMullen. McMullen is dispossessed. Hayes runs onto it. He's eyeing up the posts.
Super score.
And getting his score. Brilliant work. His third of the game.
Yeah, Brian Sheehy a bit sloppy, but Killian Hayes read that so well. Came on to it. Beautiful touch into space, and what a score. He's having a great season.
Grogan. Sheehy. Makes certain of it this time. Down the line it goes from Dylan Mulligan. Hayes, great catch. Hayes turns his man. Hayes bearing in on goal. Hayes, great save from McCormack.
Great save. It's great ball in by Dylan Mulligan as well. You could see Ronan, David Phelan had slipped a little bit, so Ronan had the edge to get the ball, and obviously there was one thing on his mind then, running at the goal and getting the shot off, but another good save by Bill McCormack there.
Yeah, fantastic save. Both keepers have impressed today. Ronan Hayes lining it up. I think we'll have the water break after this. Crokes have done enough without being amazing so far. And that one is so high it even goes over the netting at the back. Hayes knocking it over. That's his 5th of the second half. His 3rd from a place ball. Breaks kindly for Grogan, who's fouled. Well, no, he's not. Cian McGowan. Whiteley's making a burst out in front. McGowan might fancy it himself. He does.
He's well able to score them. Short.
Cormac safe as houses. Out it goes to Fionn Boland. And it's a line ball to Crokes. There's a tango. Papa and Conway getting very close.
Yeah, they were indeed. I think
Papa born in Romania but removed.
I think they'd made up friends, so they could have just continued on.
Exactly, yeah. They're fine. Born in Romania but moved to Ireland as a very young child. A real club stalwart for Plunkett. Trains incredibly hard, just like his brother, who's also in the senior squad.
Yeah, he brings a huge energy to them as well, and he's done that since he's come in around the middle.
I was talking to someone from the club. They just said he never misses a session, and you know he's just doing way more then the assigned sessions himself. Dara Purcell. Good interception. Oh, that's lost and fumbled. David Morris tries, or Fionn Boland, I beg your pardon. It's neither of the two, it's Kevin O'Gorman. Lenihan. Grogan. Not sure if the referee has forgotten about the water break. Conway. Lorcan McMullen, he'll fancy this.
Good score.
And that's why.
Yeah, look, and that's what we know what they're capable of, Oisin. You know, when they play the ball around, get the head up, and you know, play it to the man in space. Kilmacud are capable of putting up big tallies, you know, and getting some great scores. Sloppy at times throughout, but look, they've an 8-point lead here going into the water break. So look, they'll be reasonably happy.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights of the second half so far.
Yeah, I suppose we spoke about how they kicked on a little bit, you know, in previous games, especially against Bridget's in the second half. So they they certainly upped it again, and you know, they've been chipping, or you know, building on the lead with scores and starting to link up a bit better as well. So Oliver Plunkett's there having a fantastic goal opportunity for Oisin Boland, ball coming in over the defender as well. Just unlucky, brilliant save by Eddie Gibbons as well. So that was really a crucial stage, and you feel kind of Plunkett's would needed it at that time as well. So Kilmacud again obviously responding then and getting up and getting their couple of points as well. So look, Plunkett's are still absolutely not out of the game and are not defeated. You know, they're battling away and they're sticking with it. But it's going to be a huge task, and obviously that loss of Keane Boland, and you know what a great player he is, and a great attacking player as well. He's obviously a huge loss for them, but all they can do is continue to battle on here as well. And as you said, Oisin, maybe if they can get a bit of a break or get a goal, and just ignite maybe a bit of a last quarter challenge, they can certainly eye that up.
So 11 minutes or so for Plunkett's to fire their way back into this game and reach the go-ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship semi-final, which would be a tremendous achievement. For Kilmacud Crokes, I think it's fair to say they would have seen themselves as title contenders this season. For Plunkett's, well, I don't know what's said in their camp, but they have no reason to lack confidence. They have no reason not to think of themselves as contenders. A young squad who are getting better all the time. Considine, young but around a while. Steps inside his man, has Hayes as an option, he'll take it on himself and eventually zips it over.
Yeah, and showed good composure there as well, you know, held on to the ball and, you know, didn't panic, dropped it and regained possession and steadied up and scored.
Jack O'Shea's trying to get there. Lenihan does well to win the possession, squirts it out. Dylan Mulligan. Sheehy. Considine is there again. That two-man full forward line are out in front every time, and they're so hard to knock off the ball because they're such big men and skillful, as we're about to see from Ronan Hayes.
Yeah, great finish again, Ronan, peeling off, taking the ball, and lovely sharp finish there.
They try and work it short. Oisin O'Rourke goes to close down McCormack but can't. Papa slaloms past his man. That's a really good surging run. Neil Clerkin. Crokes just so strong at the back, dispossessing them. Mark Grogan. Hayes. He's got a lovely stride, doesn't he, Ronan Hayes?
He does, yeah.
Hasn't got a bad strike of a ball either.
He's a tough challenge for any kind of defender there. You know, he's got the physicality and presence, so he really can play it anyway as well. So, yeah, anyone who's going to be marking him, Oisin's going to have a tough day ahead.
David Phelan. I mean, don't get me wrong, Crokes are skillful and all that, but is it fair to say in the second half they've kind of muscled Plunkett's out of it?
Well, they certainly upped it, Oisin, yeah. They certainly upped it. And, you know, we're getting a lot more competitive in that dirty ball area and stuff like that. So, look, if they can mix that and marry that with the skill levels, they'll be there or thereabouts.
Intercepted by Lenihan. Such a vital intervention, but the chance might not be gone. Clerkin. Jack O'Shea. O'Shea trying to get around Mulligan. O'Shea puts it across, doesn't fall the way of a Navy jersey. They're unlucky and Crokes will get the chance to clear. Gibbons making a burst is personal, but we'll have to stop play. Changes being made. Kilmacud Crokes bringing on Eoghan O'Riordan. Good to see him back. He's had some injury troubles this season. Oisin O'Rourke going off. He was a lively presence. His scoring touch wasn't quite on today. He did get a point, but missed a couple of opportunities.
Yeah, he did. He missed a few. He'd be disappointed with a few shots, Oisin, as well. But he's busy and he's getting on the ball. And as we said, he's had that new role this year as well. So
yeah, it was a case that you kind of only judge him on scores. That's not the case now. He can still contribute an awful lot without scoring a big pile, and I think it's fair to say that's what he did today.
Yeah, and he's very good at it. He's good at picking the passes and seeing the spaces, and he's got that bit of vision and creativity about him.
Eoghan O'Riordan. Whiteley will drive on towards goal. Whiteley! Side netting.
Yeah, he'd one thing in his mind there as well. Unlucky, caught it well, but side netting. Certainly disappointed not to at least hit the target there when you get the opportunity.
7 minutes to go, 10 points in it. It's not an unassailable lead in hurling. 2021 was the year of the lost lead, I think it's fair to say. The breeze has picked up. It is against Crokes.
Caught that too well.
Yeah. Niall Arthur gives his team a little boost. Gibbons. Eoghan O'Riordan is the target. It falls nicely to him. Pops it off to Purcell. Purcell streaking down the wing inside to Considine. Considine with 3 or 4 around him still gets his shot away and gets his point.
Yeah, great score. He's been a threat throughout, Oisin, in fairness to him, you know, and we've seen him throughout this year, himself and Ronan. It's a great target option for Kilmacud, and it's working well.
Lenihan. Dylan Mulligan. Very, very strong. Has Purcell as an option. Blocked. Getting in the way there was Conor Scully. An incredibly hard-working player. Here's Neil Clerkin. And those ones have to go over. Crokes making another change. Going off is Brian Sheehy. Coming in is Robert O'Loughlin. Sheehy made his way towards the sideline, so I assumed it was him. It's actually Cian McGowan.
Yeah, he's done well again.
Sheehy was just going out to the corner. Robert O'Loughlin has dropped in at fullback. Away it goes from Davy Crowe. Alex Considine there again. Turns his man well. Considine might have an eye for goal here. He does.
Got it.
What a goal it was. Alex Considine.
Yeah, he's a threat, as we said, Oisin, every time, and you know that was a really ruthless finish there. You know, he could see him steadying up off the left hand side and just absolutely buried it there. Gave Bill McCormick no chance. So look, that's what we know that's in Kilmacud as well. So we got to see more of that, maybe from a Kilmacud point of view. But absolutely great finish by Alex.
Robert O'Loughlin shovels it into the hand. And I think it's fair to say that this one is done. Plunkett's season is ending, but it's ending well. They're leaving it all out there. Here's Clerkin. Missed one a couple of minutes ago. Doesn't miss this one. Good score.
Good response to the goal there by Oliver Plunkett as well. So they're still battling away.
And it cannot be overstated how much of a loss Cian Boland is. Eoghan O'Riordan winds up. Hayes tries to get there. It's a good catch. Popped up for Boland. Hayes. Arthur will chase, but he won't get there. Conway spills it into touch. Well, spills it over the line into touch is a rugby saying, but you know what I mean.
He seems to be coming up. Quayle and Conway's come off there as well.
He's left it all out there. It's time for Crokes to run the bench a bit, although to be fair, they've made a few changes. They haven't given up. Here's Jack O'Shea. Spilled inside. Oh, it's just left behind. He was desperately unlucky. It was Finn Dunleavy.
Yeah, Jack O'Shea done so well to get the pass off there. It was a good goal opportunity. Unlucky for Finn.
Navan or Ruadh, who's got a good strike and also one of the coolest names in hurling, I think it's fair to say. Ronan Hayes. Killian Hayes. Intercepted by Grogan. Not giving up on this is Jack O'Shea. Brian Sheehy, who's tugged back there by Brian McDonald. They get it away anyway. Ronan Hayes, the free is coming, advantage was being played. In a minute or two we'll get you to name your player of the match. There's a few contenders today.
Yeah, I think Crokes have a lot of unsung kind of heroes as well. O'Shane, the likes of Quayle and Conway, does a lot of work around the middle. You know, he's busy and clips a few scores, and you know, Power Glenhan was very good as well. I thought Mark Howard had an excellent game.
We'll name it in just a second after the next phase of play. McDonald is casual, but he does win the line ball because he flicked it off Ronan Hayes Hurley. Can Plunkett's get a goal to finish with? Can Plunkett's come up with a big finish? If that goes over, it's a monster score. And it is. That's really excellent stuff.
Super score, Killian Hayes there.
Skillful player, Killian Hayes. Breaks kindly for Shane Veal. Didn't catch the way he wanted, Veal. Flicked away. I spoke to people in Crokes about Shane Veal, and they said sometimes he wants to do too much work. He's trying to get up and down the pitch. You nearly have to give him a specific job and tell him to stick to it. I think it's time to name your man of the match, Dotsy.
Yeah, O'Shane, I suppose as we said, a lot of contenders. You know, Plunkett's battled well as well. With Killian Hayes had a great game there. Jack O'Shea battled away and won a lot of really, really hard ball as well. And I thought the Crokes half back line Power Glenhan was very good. But I suppose Alex Considine, I think showed all day long, and he was up against Fionn Boland there, who's not who's a really tenacious, tough cornerback as well. So you know, he came out and scored 1-4, and I think he was a threat every time the ball went in. So I think Alex Considine.
Yep, congratulations to Alex Considine, the player of the match. Here's Papa looking inside, finds his man. That man is Sean Clerkin. Clerkin! Crokes get it away, but only as far as Niall Arthur. Killian Hayes is backing him up, but you just know Arthur's going to take this on himself. He does, and he scores.
Yeah, he's had a good game as well, Niall Arthur. He's a great scorer there as well. And look, they've put in a good shift. Obviously, they've lost they're 10 points down at this stage, and they've lost the game. But they'll be, you know, they haven't let themselves down by any means.
Don't forget at 4 o'clock, Ballyboden taking on Coola. We will be on at about 10 to 4 with the build-up. And after this game we'll have analysis with Shane and Dotsy, and hopefully we'll hear from one if not both camps. Whiteley. Kicked away from him by Papa. Free in for Plunkett's.
Yeah, they're still battling away Oisin here, so. Killian Hayes is going to have a pop at it.
It's that time of the game, you wonder, did they just drop it in and try and get a goal?
Yeah, I think they will. They were looking kind of for Bill McCormick to come out and maybe have a pop, but I think they've decided. Or maybe he will just take it on.
It's a solid looking strike. And it's a good score from Killian Hayes, a man we're going to hear an awful lot more of in the future in the Go Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship, along with a number of these Plunkett's players. They've got an awful lot of talent, and today, if they hadn't have lost Cian Boland, you wonder what might have happened, what may have been.
Yeah, absolutely. And Killian Hayes there as well. We've seen him score sidelines as well today, and lovely striker of a ball, and he's really kind of evolved and progressed throughout the championship as well. So, as you said, Oisin, they have a lot of young players, and you know, what a progressive year they've had, winning the league and getting to the quarter final. And you know, it was obvious that they weren't happy with that, and they didn't treat it like a bonus day. But obviously they've come up against the Kilmacud team here, a star-studded Kilmacud Crokes team as well, who eventually kind of were able to kick on and push ahead and build that lead.
The draw for the semi-final, by the way, to be made after the fourth quarter final, so that's why we're not telling you who's playing who in the semis. We don't know yet. Purcell runs onto it. Grogan. Considine, the player of the match, runs onto it, trying desperately to get away from Fionn Boland. Considine swats it over as if to ram home the point.
Yeah, lovely score again, and the physicality of Alex there, shaking off the defender again, and well able to take a score. 1-5, is it? 1-5
at this stage, yep, all from play. And his goal was immense. Grogan. Great catch. Considine again has Veal outside. Just puts a bit too much on that. Well, this could be one of the last pucks of the ball. 10 points the gap in the end. It could have been far worse, but Plunkett's just battled really hard. That's unlucky. Eoghan O'Riordan tries to make it 11 points. I don't think he is. I think that's going to drift wide. It does. Good catch. Hayes wants it. Jack O'Shea was the aim. He's being chased down by Robert O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin gets there. O'Loughlin has a man inside, that's Bill O'Carroll. That's it. Kilmacud Crokes seal their place in the Go Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship semi-final with a 126-19 points win over Plunkett's. In the first half it was neck and neck. In the second half, Crokes just pulled away using their experience, their guile, and I guess their improved sharpness, a sharpness we didn't see at times in the first half. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of the game. The highlights of the fourth quarter, I should say.
Yeah, that's it. Kilmacud just building on that lead, Oisin, as I said. It kind of went to script. Well, we kind of expected them to kind of push on, you know, and we know the quality that they have, and some great long range scores here, and just the use of the ball and a bit more composure as well. We've seen Alex Considine causing problems inside as well, and Ronan Hayes obviously maybe wasn't huge on the scoreboard, but he got a few opportunities and well able to take a point, as we can see. But look, we know the talent that they have, and here's Alex Considine bursting through, or that was Fergal Whiteley, sorry, yeah, Fergal had a goal opportunity there as well. So look, we know the talent that they have, and they're well able to kind of, you know, do a lot of damage to opposing defences as well. So it'll be very interesting to see moving forward and into a semi-final. Can they really kick on, and can they, that threat? There's Alex's finish there, really like a bull running through there and head down, and really ruthless finish off his left hand side as well. So they need there's scope for them getting goals and maybe using the two boys inside, maybe even more, I would think. So look, they'll be job done really. So quarter final, always a good day to win it and get into a semi final, but they won't be, I won't imagine they'll be overly happy with it, but I think they'll be just happy to be moving on. And they were knocked out at this stage last year, Oisin, so they're into a semi-final. There's going to be a bigger test ahead for them.
It's the ideal situation for them, isn't it? They've got to the semi-final, they've done better than they have last year, but they still have improvements to make.
They did, and in fairness, look, we said they're at the Bridget's Day, the game in the first half, they were kind of lethargic as well, but when they needed to, in fairness to them, when they needed to, they kicked it on and they got the job done as well. And we've seen Bridget's are such a competitive team, and we've seen their game with Coola as well. So look, they've done their job. They're into the semi-final, so that's all that can be asked of them as well. So Oliver Plunkett's, we spoke about it before, they've had a great year, progressive year, winning the league, getting to a quarter final, getting out of the group. So these a mix of younger players coming through and stuff. So look, it's been a positive year for them.
And a lot of those minors who were involved in last season's minor county final, but the one that was played this year, if that makes sense, were involved today. So Plunkett's can look forward to the future with optimism. Kilmacud Crokes can look forward to the semi-finals with optimism. Our player of the match is Alex Considine, and he's with...
Thank you very much, Oisin. Yes, Alex Considine, you're the Go Ahead Ireland man of the match. I may present you with that.
Thanks.
Alex, when you look at the scoreboard, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Crokes had it easy there, but it certainly wasn't that for throughout the 60. It was a tough battle out there.
Yeah, no, it was very tough, in fairness. I think we only took the lead in 27 minutes, and they made us work for every single score, especially into that win in the second half. We really had to... We knew we had a fight in our hands, realistically, by half-time when we were only 4 up. We weren't playing where we thought we were capable of, but that was probably down to Plunkett's work rate, I think.
Yeah, and at one stage you were 4 down. Like at the first water break, you were two points down as well. What was the message from the management team in terms of trying to control the game?
I think the main message was composure. Like we had, I don't know the exact number, but we had a shocking amount of wides in the first half, and then also we focused on the rucks as well. They're big lads and they were winning a lot of the ruck ball, so we made that a focus as well for the second half.
Did you expect that? Did you expect that from Plunkett's to be coming out and getting in your faces really from the start?
Yeah, we knew they're a big tough side. Like we saw their minor team from this year played our minor team, and they had some huge lads and they were featured there as well. So we knew we'd have a tough battle on our hands realistically.
Given how the championship went last year for Crokes, bowing out at this stage, did that add to the hunger and desire going into this one?
Yeah, so look, this is our first knockout game won since 2018, so we knew we had a lot to prove. Realistically, we haven't been a top 4 team for the last 2 years, and we know we had a point to prove today and going forward as well.
Well, I suppose touching on that and building on that, how big is the inner belief amongst this playing group, like across the panel, not just the starting 15, that there is a county title amongst you?
I think a huge thing is the influence of young players coming through this year. Like a lot of those players would have never lost a championship game growing up, and they have a lot of belief. They back themselves. You can see it on the pitch, like lads coming in first year out of minor, and they hit the ground running every time, So I do think there's a belief there. We know we're good enough if we put the work in.
You think you have that balance in the group now between that kind of experience and that youth?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So obviously we have lads like Bill, Eoghan, Kilmacud, Quailon. They've been around for years, and then we've got a nice balance with lads Dara Purcell, Davy Coe coming in first year. So I think there is a nice balance there this year compared to previous years. So I think it's good.
And talk me through the goal, because I think Ronan Hayes had a couple of chances. Fergal Whiteley as well went for a 3-pointer as well, but you finally got it. I
thought Fergs was in, to be honest with you. I hit the side net. We've been focusing on training during the week, hit the ball low when you're going for a goal, and that's all I had in my mind, just get the ball low. I missed one in the first half as well, just missed the strike completely. So the second I had it on my mind to go for low.
Well, listen, a great win, Alex. You are the go-ahead man of the match. I'll let you rest and recover. Semi-final, not too far away now.
Cheers. Thanks a million.
Cheers. Thanks very much, Alex. So, yes, that is a first quarter-final of the day, done and dusted. Kilmacud defeating Plunkett, and they join Nafina. And Luke and Sarsfield's in the semi-final draw. And that draw will take place a little bit later on this evening. We'll have Dottie O'Callaghan and Oisin Langan doing that draw. And I believe, actually, we've Kieran Dowling here from Kilmacud Crokes just joining me. That we can have a quick word. Kieran, I'll hand you that. I was just chatting to the man of match there, Alex Considine, and he spoke about how tough a battle that it was out there. That if you look at the scoreline, you think Crokes ran away with it, but it certainly wasn't the case over the 60.
No, we were very lucky at crucial times. Eddie Gibbons made a couple of fantastic saves at key points that would have turned it. And we knew coming out here it was always going to be like that. And certainly the lessons from the other two quarterfinals yesterday were it was going to be incredibly tight. I wouldn't expect anything else. Plunkett's are coming. We saw it in the minor A final. It could have been the same type of result as well if they had taken their chances that day. So they are building from the ground up. They will come back stronger. But quarterfinals are for winning. We did our job and got out of here.
Job done. You certainly, as I say, you got the goal. You got more points than your opponents. Yeah. Job done. But in terms of the application, in terms of the performance, what's the most pleasing aspect?
I think it's the fact we worked hard and made sure that we got the ball, turned it, put it in the right positions. We were under incredible pressure from Plunkett, and we had to turn them over and impose ourselves on them. And that's not easy. They're a big, strong physical team. We watched them a few times over the year, and we knew what we were coming into. So to actually be able to get it, take it away from them, and then plant your foot and put it in where you want it to be to create the next chance and the next turnover. And then the work rate of our forwards in terms of turning people over, getting the ball off them, and making that ability to create space for somebody else. And in fairness to Ronan Hayes and Alex Considine, they did savage work in terms of making that space, making those hard runs, and they're not easy.
And looking ahead now at the semi-finals, you're in the draw with Nafina and Lucan, and indeed Ballybowden Coola coming up very shortly. In terms of work-ons and tweaks that you might want to make for the semi-finals, you're coming off a big win here.
Point scoring.
Is it just being a bit more clinical?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how many wides we had, but we had a huge amount of wides today, which we're very disappointed with, as are the forwards and any of them. A lot of them were very simple scores we would have put over. We have done a huge amount of work on it. So for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be focusing on that clinical striking over the bar so it goes, and it goes where we want it to go.
Absolutely. Well, there's a big challenge ahead in the semi-final, but for today, many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking time, Kieran. Take that off you. You're a gentleman, Kieran. So as I say, that is the first quarter-final done and dusted. Dottie O'Callaghan will be joining me for build-up to Coola and Ballybowden St. Enda's. Really looking forward to that one. As I say, a repeat of last year's final, not to be missed. So in about 15 minutes' time, we'll be back live on Dubs TV. So do stay tuned, and we'll have all the big build-up to the big one.